Oh my god, I'm all over the shop. I just watched Project Hail Mary, starring Ryan Gosling and Sandra Hüller, directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. This movie has been taking 2026 by storm. It's been everywhere, from the marketing to the praise that it's getting online and critically, to it breaking the box office record for the highest grossing movie of the year so far. Is it worth all of that hype? Truthfully, when I was looking at all of this marketing coming out, and this is coming from someone who absolutely adores Ryan Gosling and most of his work, I was pretty muted on the whole thing, probably because the novel is written by the same person who wrote The Martian, which is a project that I was not too keen on, and the critical praise that was heaped onto that I didn't really connect with in the same way. I definitely prefer my more expansive sci-fi settings. Take your Dunes, for example, obviously Star Wars, that kind of thing. Grand fantasy sci-fi adventures. So Project Hail Mary is a lot more grounded, even though it has a lot of newer, more complex concepts within it as well. With all that preamble out of the way, I actually really enjoyed what this movie was trying to do. It's a by the numbers story, but a by the numbers storyline where the whole objective is to connect you to Ryan Gosling and his companion that he meets through the story. I don't think it is a spoiler at this point to say that the big storyline really throughout the movie is Ryan Gosling's character connecting with an extraterrestrial life form in order to save stars that are dying throughout the whole system. They both travel to the same place and they meet each other and realize that they have the same objective, but the challenge is trying to learn and communicate together and then work together. It doesn't do it in the way that you'd expect. It's actually a lot more of a buddy or a friendship movie where instead of them having conflict between each other and, you know, kind of being odd ones out, they connect pretty quickly. I think that the movie is at its strongest when it is Rocky and Ryan Gosling's character connecting and figuring out stuff. The most interesting part of Project Hail Mary is you as the audience member trying to work out what's going on at the same time and making discoveries as if you are sometimes making it before the characters do, or making it as the characters do. And that's really cool. It's like you're a third person viewing what's happening, and it really gets your brain working. Like, how is this going to be solved? There's an endorphin release because I've kind of figured out what's going on too. And the characters have just confirmed what I was thinking. Wow, let's go. That's incredible. It's that kind of push and pull that you get throughout the whole movie that creates excitement. It's the excitement of discovery, which is what deep space exploration and also scientific exploration, I'm sure, is about. I guess it conveys these complex scientific topics in a pretty easy to understand way without feeling like it's being patronizing or dumbing things down for the audience that it is providing it for. Now, I wasn't in love with everything in the movie. I do think that this movie is way, way too long. And I know I say that about a lot of things. I know I said that about Frankenstein as well. But this movie could just be cut down by quite a lot. It drags in certain moments because it is trying to build up that sense of discovery. And I think that even though that is a main strength of the movie, it can also be its weakness because it is trying to give you all of this information so you can discover what's going on at the same time as both of the main protagonists. But sometimes it just drags the movie along in a really meandering way, which I'm not a big fan of. The thing that helps this is actually the editing, which is this movie, I hope by the end of Oscar season, I know it's obviously very early to talk about the Oscars for 2026, but I won't be surprised if this movie actually gets best editing, because the snappiness of the cuts and the way that they are able to slow things down but also speed things up and keep you engaged is really satisfying. And this is more just a personal thing that I've been thinking about a little bit. Whenever a movie or a piece of media has an aspect ratio change, it's going to be an incredible experience at the very least. Project Hail Mary did it here, and also the most other recent example that I can think of is actually Expedition 33. As soon as that fucking game changes aspect ratio, I was like, oh my god, this is the time. I love a good aspect ratio change. It's such a small thing, but it's something that I get really giddy about for no reason. One of the other things that I wasn't a big fan of, I guess I shouldn't be too critical on this point, because there's nothing wrong with a movie knowing what it wants to do and then following that route to completion. But for me, at least, I found that as soon as we hit a third of the way through, I knew exactly what was going to happen. It's not like it throws you any curveballs and stuff you didn't see coming. If you had have asked me what was going to happen in the film at that point, and a third way into the movie, I would have told you the exact plot. Which, again, is not a bad thing, because the movie has the confidence to follow through on everything it's set up. However, I do think that as a viewer of film, or as someone who takes in a lot of film, the things that get me excited is having those twists and turns, or not even, it doesn't even have to be a twist, it's just something that is unexpected that the movie can do. And the reason that the ending is so powerful is because it is, and I don't even think it's the ending, it's more like the climax is so powerful in this movie, is because it is really a tour de force of filmmaking. It is hitting on the visual effects, the cinematic storytelling, the way, the editing, of course, and everything that makes the cinematic art form stand out. This climax sequence, which is really still only 3/4 of the way through the movie, is one of the best climactic sequences I've seen in a blockbuster movie for a long time, and that has to be commended. I don't want to give away too much about what the plot is, especially because I had someone sitting next to me watching this movie who didn't know anything, didn't even see the trailers, and who loved it. So if I could not give away too much about what happens and let the discovery talk for itself, then that would be amazing. I do have to really make it clear as well that Ryan Gosling gives one of his best performances ever. I don't think it's my favorite Ryan Gosling performance, but I do think it is incredible what he was able to do. He was acting with himself for 90% of the movie, which is obviously a tough thing to do. It gave me shades of Matthew Lillard in Scooby-Doo. Just acting with something that is not there and being able to give such an incredible, engaging, and dynamic performance should be praised. As much as I enjoyed this movie, and as great of a cinematic experience as it was, it certainly isn't going to change the world. But it doesn't really have to change the world, because this narrative is not looking to do that kind of thing. It is looking to be an engaging and emotional thrill ride for those who want to experience it, but it's not going to push the envelope or do anything unconventional. It's a very conventional by the numbers story, which is probably why it drags just a little bit for me. I really enjoyed it. Project Hail Mary, I'll give this rating here, and hopefully we get to see Ryan Gosling continue to do his thing. I know he's been coming out recently saying that he's very burnt out and this was one of the hardest roles that he's ever done, but more Ryan Gosling always. He's my favorite actor working in Hollywood right now. All of his movies I thoroughly enjoy, and I also hope that we get to see more interesting sci-fi narratives. I know we got Dune Part 3 coming up later this year, which is obviously going to be incredible because Denis is going to knock it out of the park. But, you know, adaptations that maybe on a surefire hit that become a big deal. Okay, that's it. If you guys can, it'd be amazing if you could like the video, subscribe to my channel, give it a like, of course. Wait, it would be amazing if you guys could like the video and subscribe to my channel. It really, really helps. And if you could share the video around if you enjoyed it, that'd be amazing. I hope you're enjoying these videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.